Hello students, today we are going to start our first chapter of your revised 12th class physics syllabus. The chapter is rotational dynamics. Let us try to understand circular motion. You must have learnt in your 11th standard that if a particle moves along the circumference of a circle, then we say that the particle is performing circular motion. Now, what is a radius vector? See, radius vector is what? This particle P is performing circular motion along the circumference of this circle. C is the center. Then at any point, a vector joining the center of the circle and the particle at that instant of time is called as radius vector. So this is our radius vector, R vector. Now when the particle performs circular motion, after some time it will move from here to here. So this radius vector is also moving like this. This angle that the radius vector is describing is called as angular displacement. It is represented by theta. So angular displacement is the angle described by the radius vector in a given interval of time. So this is angular, this is measured in radians, and this is a vector quantity. Then the next thing that we will discuss is angular velocity. This is represented by omega. This is also a vector quantity. What is angular velocity? See, this particle while performing circular motion can move with varying speeds. So the rate of change of angular velocity, angular displacement with respect to time is called as angular velocity. So angular velocity is the rate of change of angular displacement with respect to time. Therefore, omega vector, as I have told you that angular velocity is also a vector quantity, omega vector is actually what? D theta vector by dt, that is the rate of change of angular displacement with respect to time. Now how to determine the direction of angular velocity? The direction of angular velocity is always along the axis of rotation of the particle. So if this particle is performing circular motion like this, angular velocity is along this axis. Now it can have two directions, either upwards or downwards. The direction of angular velocity is determined by right hand rule. So what the rule says, we have to curl the fingers of our right hand in the direction of motion of the particle. Suppose if the particle is going in this direction, then we will curl the fingers in this direction. The thumb will point in the direction of angular velocity. This is called as right hand rule. So angular velocity is a vector quantity and its direction is determined by right hand rule. Next thing is angular acceleration. When the particle is moving, its velocity may change with time. So this change in the angular velocity is measured by angular acceleration. It is represented by alpha. This is also a vector quantity. So angular acceleration is what? It is the rate at which the angular velocity changes with time. So rate of change of angular velocity with respect to time is angular acceleration. So angular acceleration, what will be the unit of angular acceleration then? See, angular acceleration's unit will be radians per second square. Angular velocity, what will be the unit of angular velocity? That will be radian per second. So angular acceleration is the rate of change of angular velocity with respect to time. Now again it's a vector quantity, so the direction of angular acceleration is, it can be either in the same direction as that of the angular velocity, or it can be in the opposite direction. See, if the velocity is increasing with time, then the direction of angular acceleration is same as that of the angular velocity, and if the angular velocity decreases with time, then the direction of angular acceleration will be opposite to that of angular velocity. So this is how we determine angular acceleration. So we have learned angular displacement, angular velocity and angular acceleration. See, now circular motion, during circular motion, the velocity of the particle, linear velocity of the particle is always directed tangential to the direction to the direction in which it is moving. So the linear velocity of this particle at this point will be like this. At this point the linear velocity will be like this. At this point the linear velocity will be in this direction. So see, at every point, at every instant, the direction of linear velocity keeps on changing. Therefore, even if the speed is same, since the direction is changing, the velocity of the particle does not remain same. So therefore, circular motion is an accelerated motion. It will always have acceleration. It is accelerated motion. Why? Because even if the speed of the circular motion remains constant, due to the change in the direction continuously, it will always have an acceleration because the velocity will keep on changing. So this is accelerated motion. Now there is something called as uniform circular motion. Now uniform circular motion is what? If the speed of the particle which is performing circular motion remains constant, then we say that the particle is performing uniform circular motion. So what is uniform circular motion? The circular motion in which the speed of the particle remains constant is called as uniform circular motion. So even if it is a uniform circular motion, it will have an acceleration. Why? Because the velocity will keep on changing due to the change in the direction. So this is uniform circular motion, and uniform circular motion is a periodic motion. I hope you already know this term. Periodic motion is what? If a motion repeats itself in a fixed or definite interval of time, then we say that this is a periodic motion. So if the particle has constant speed, then suppose in 5 seconds this particle performs one circle, then in the next 5 seconds it will again perform the same circle, it will come to the same position. So therefore this motion is repeating itself periodically. That is the reason why we say that uniform circular motion is a periodic motion. Okay, but nevertheless it is an accelerated motion on account of the change in the velocity due to the change in the direction. Okay. So this is uniform circular motion. I have already told you that the linear velocity is always along the tangent, to the path. Then let us see centripetal acceleration. If the particle is performing uniform circular motion, then this motion, as you are aware, is an accelerated motion, and this acceleration will always be directed towards the center and along the radius. Therefore, this is called as centripetal acceleration because it is directed towards the center, and it always acts along the radius. Therefore, this is also called as radial acceleration. So, radial acceleration or centripetal acceleration in uniform circular motion always remains constant in magnitude. Okay, and its magnitude is the centripetal acceleration magnitude will be v into omega. This is also same as see omega is v is equal to omega into r. So therefore omega r into omega. So this is equal to omega square r. या फिर this can also be written as see v is equal to omega into r. So omega is equal to v by r. Therefore a is equal to see instead of omega we will write v by r. So this will be v into v by r. So this is equal to v square divided by r. So this is the centripetal acceleration and this is the magnitude of this centripetal acceleration. Okay. The magnitude of centripetal acceleration always remains constant during uniform circular motion. So what happens if the motion is not uniform? If the motion is not uniform, even in that case you know that the velocity is always tangential velocity. It will be directed along the tangent. So in this case it will have two accelerations. One is your centripetal or radial acceleration. Okay. But its magnitude will not remain constant in this case. And the another one is a tangential acceleration. Now this acceleration will always be along tangent. It may be in the direction of the velocity or it may be opposite to the direction of velocity, but in either case it will be along the tangent. Okay. So there will be two types of accelerations in this case. One is radial or centripetal acceleration and the another one is tangential acceleration. Okay. Next thing that we discuss is dynamics. Dynamics of circular motion. See, in circular motion, there must be some force which is making this particle perform circular motion. Okay, that force is centripetal force. Centripetal force is what? It is the force that acts on a particle performing circular motion and which is always directed along the radius towards the center of the circle. This centripetal force is equal to what? Force is equal to mass into acceleration. We had seen the acceleration. So the magnitude of this centripetal force will be equal to m omega square into r, or this is also equal to mv square upon r. The direction, as you are aware, is always towards the center of the circle. So if you have to write it vector in vector form, then centripetal force will be equal to what? M omega square. R vector is this direction, but centripetal force, as you are aware, is towards the center. Therefore, we will put a negative sign here. This is the centripetal force. Okay, and this is a real force, and this is necessary for circular motion. There is another force, that is centrifugal force. Now centrifugal force is a pseudo force and it acts along the radius vector. Okay, centripetal force is towards the center. Centrifugal force is away from the center. Okay, so this is your centrifugal force. So this is all about the basics of this chapter. In the next topic, in the next lecture, we will discuss the applications of uniform circular motion. Thank you very much. Keep watching.